Jagdgeschwader III.It was a Luftwaffe fighter wing of World War II. The Geschwader operated on all the German fronts in the European theatre of World War II. It was named after Ernst Udet in 1942. History. Campaign in the West. Jagdgeschwader III.It was formed on 1 May 1939 in Bernburg, Saale from JG 231. JG-3 was one of the Luftwaffe's fighter units that took part in the Battle of France. A particularly fruitful period over France occurred from 14 to 17 May 1940. Allied bombers had attempted to prevent the German armour from crossing the Meuse and sent waves of inadequately protected bombers to do the job. As a result, 90 Allied bombers were shot down, and the 14th of May became known as the Day of the Fighters within the Luftwaffe. JG-3 destroyed 7 fighters without loss on this day. On the 15th of May 5 were destroyed, again for no losses. On the 17th of May an entire formation of 13 Bristol Blenheims were shot down by JG-3. A total of 19 Allied aircraft were shot down by JG-3 alone on that day. The unit claimed some 179 aircraft shot down. Oberleutnant Lothar Keller was top claimant with 10 kills, and JG-3 Gruppen Commander Marge Gunther Lutzow scored 9. JG-3 was the most successful Gruppe, with 88 enemy aircraft destroyed for 10 Bf-109s lost, while 6 pilots were killed and 1 wounded. JG-3 later flew intensively in the Battle of Britain. On the 21st of August 1940, Oberstleutnant Lutzow was appointed Commodore of JG-3. He recorded 8 more victories during the aerial battles over England. Lutzow was awarded the Ritterkreuz on 18 September. By the end of 1940, its most successful pilots were OB-LT Erwin Neuerberg and LT Helmut Meckel. The Geschwader lost some 51 pilots killed apart July to December 1940. Gruppe alone had destroyed exactly 50 enemy machines, but in exchange of 32 Messerschmitts, of which 20 were lost to enemy action. 10 pilots were killed or missing, while a further 11 were captured. Campaign in the East. The Geschwader took part in Operation Barbarossa from the 22nd of June 1941 onwards, and during the offensive against the Soviets, JG-3 claimed its 1,000th aircraft destroyed on the 30th of August. Lutzow became the second expert to achieve 100 victories when he downed 3 Russian fighters near Moscow on the 24th of October. Lutzow was then grounded. On the 27th of June 1941, Hauptmann Gordon Golob was made Gruppen Commander II. JG-3, following the mid-air collision death of Hauptmann Lothar Keller. He claimed 18 victories in August and achieved 37 victories in October, including 9 aircraft shot down over the Perekop Isthmus on 18 October and 6 aircraft on 22 October. He was awarded the Eichenlaub on 26 October for 85 victories. He led JG-3 until November 1941. In the period 22nd of June to 5th of December 1941, the unit destroyed 1,298 Soviet aircraft in return for 58 losses in aerial combat and losing 10 aircraft on the ground. 2 Gruppe, Sicily and Malta. 2. JG-3, under the command of Hauptmann Karl-Heinz Krull, was transferred to Comiso on Sicily in January 1942 to bolster JG-53 and the Regia Aeronautica, which were carrying out sustained attacks against Malta. At this time the unit was equipped with Bf-109 F4 Trops. On 14 April HPTM Kral, who was credited with 24 victories, was shot down and killed by anti-aircraft fire as he attempted a low-altitude attack on ground targets on Malta. Oberleutnant Kurt Brandl was posted in from 5th JG-53 to take his place. At the end of April, Grappi departed Sicily for a brief stay in Germany before being redeployed to the Eastern Front. Reorganization and the battle for Stalingrad in mid-September. JG-3 were ordered back to Germany for rest and refit. However, a number of Grappi pilots remained in Russia serving with 3 JG-3. After refitting with Bf-109 F-4 fighters, JG-3 was ordered to relocate to bases in the Netherlands in December 1941. On 6 January 1942, it became 2 JG-1, with a new Grappi being raised. By early 1942, JG-3 was awarded the honor name II.It and was then often simply referred as Jagdgeschwader II.It. Thereafter, in May 1942, Lutzow led most of JG-3 back to Russia and commenced operations in the Kharkiv area. There followed intensive operations through the Crimea and in the drive towards Stalingrad. Again, JG-3 was one of the Luftwaffe's top units, fighting on the southern front, reaching 2,000 claims on 28 May 1942. On 12 August, Major Wolf Dietrich Wilk was appointed Commodore of JG-3. In June 1942, 2 Grappi was transferred back to the east where it joined in the advance on the Stalingrad front, suffering heavy losses. During the Battle of Stalingrad, Stab. JG-3 were based at Pitomnik Airfield, where Wilk directed all-day fighter operations over the city. During the summer offensive of 1942, the Geschwader Stab, JG-3 recorded 137 victories, of which Wilk claimed 97. On 19 September, Lieutenant Wilhelm Lemke was awarded the Ritterkreuz for 59 victories. When Russian forces encircled Stalingrad, the Geschwader Stab JG-3 was transferred to Morozovskaya OST outside the pocket. In mid-November 1942, JG-3 then provided the famous Platzschutzstaffel, which defended the besieged 6th Army in Stalingrad until late 1942. On a rotational basis, up to 6 volunteer pilots drawn from AN-2. JG-3 formed a defense staffel within the rapidly contracting Stalingrad perimeter. The purpose was to cover the Junkers Ju-52 transports flying supplies into Pitomnik Airfield and to protect the aircraft while on the ground. Despite often only having 2 or 3 Bf-109 serviceable, in the last 6 weeks of the siege claimed some 130 Soviet aircraft shot down. In return, JG-3 lost 90 victory expert Lut. Georg Schenker over the city on 25 December 1942. In mid-January, the pilots were ordered to fly out of the pocket and rejoin the parent unit, although some 30 ground crew remaining became prisoners when the city surrendered to the Soviets on 2 February 1943. Continued fighting in the east and home defense. 2. JG-3 was relocated to the Cuban bridgehead in February 1943. OBLT. Wolf Udet proved the star of JG-3 around this time, claiming 28 kills in March 1943, 36 in April and 20 in May. Intensive operations around the Kerch Peninsula followed in April. In July 1943, 2 and 3, JG-3 at this time were part of Luftwaffe 4 and flew in Operation Citadel, the tank offensive launched around the Kursk salient. On 5 July 1943 alone, the 2 Grappi claimed 77 Soviet aircraft from a total claimed of 432. OBLT. Wikim Kirchner claiming 9 kills and Gruppen Commander HPT Kurt Brandl claiming 5. As Allied bombing raids in Germany increased during mid-1943, each of the Gruppen of JG3 were in turn recalled to Germany to defend the homeland on so-called Reichsverteidigung duty. JG3 moved back to Germany in April 1943, but did not go operational until June 1943. Equipped with the new Bf 109 G6 cannon boot with two 20mm cannons in underwing gondolas, JG3 were slowly worked up as a bomber killer unit. This long training period paid dividends as the Gruppe started to shoot down impressive numbers of USAAF bombers without the heavy losses incurred by many Jagdgeschwader and thrown into the battle with less preparation. Franz Schweiger was by this time JG3's current top scorer with 56 claims. By late summer 1943, JG3 were also flying the Bf 109 G6 and Bf 109 G6 R6. On its return to Germany, the Stab JG3 was based at Mönchengladbach. On 4 December 1943, HPT Wilhelm Lemke was killed in combat with P-47s of the 352nd Fighter Group. As with most Reich defense fighter units, JG3 suffered heavy losses through early 1944 against the increasing numbers of USAAF escort fighters, losing many irreplaceable experts. On 15 March 1944, HPT Emil Bitch was shot down and killed by 352nd Fighter Group P-47s. On 23 March 1944, Wilk led JG3 in an attack on a USAAF bomber formation near Braunschweig. During combat, Wilk shot down a P-51 for his 162nd victory, but was then shot down and killed by fighters of the 4th Fighter Group. On 19 April 1944, OBLT Otto Wessling was shot down and killed in combat near Esquage. Wilke's successor as Geschwader Commodore of JG3 was Major Friedrich Karl Tutti Müller, the CO of IV JG3. The 140-kill expert was, however, killed in a landing accident at Salzwedel on 29 May 1944. Battering rams with the increased pressure caused by the American bombing raids through late 1943 and early 1944. A new method of attacking the bombers was proposed by Major H. G. von Kornatzky, an associate of Adolf Galland, simply for specially armored fighters to get in as close to the bombers as possible before opening fire, even deliberately ramming the bomber. It was dangerous and, to most experienced aces, foolhardy, but predicted results were such that a special Staffel was formed to test the tactical viability. Sturmstaffel 1 was the first experimental unit to fly the so-called Sturmbok gun Focke-Wulf FW-190A aircraft, and was attached to JG3. Following the general demise of the Zerstörer Gruppen as bomber-destroyers earlier in 1944. Such was the success that in April to May 1944 the Sturmstaffel was expanded into a specialized bomber-killer Gruppen, IV JG3, led by Hauptmann Wilhelm Moritz. Sturmstaffel 1 was redesignated 11 JG3 in May 1944. On 12 February 1944, Major Müller was appointed Gruppen Commander of IV JG3. He claimed 3 USAAF 4-engined bombers on 8 March to record his 120th 122nd victories. On 7 July 1944, a force of 1,129 B-17 Flying Fortresses and B-24 Liberators of the United States Army Air Force's 8th Air Force set out from England to bomb aircraft factories in the Leipzig area and the synthetic oil plants at Bohlen, Lüneburg and Lutzkendorf. This formation was intercepted by a German Gefechtswehrband composed of IV, JG3 escorted by two Gruppen of Bflo-9s from Jagdgeschwader 300 led by Major Walther Dahl. Dahl drove the attack to point-blank range behind the liberators of the 492nd Bomb Group before opening fire. 492nd Bomb Group was temporarily without fighter cover. Within about a minute the entire squadron of 12 B-24s had been annihilated. The USAAF 2nd Air Division lost 28 liberators that day, the majority to the Sturmgruppe attack. IV, JG3 lost 9 fighters shot down and 3 more suffered damage and made crash landings. 5 of the unit's pilots were killed. Flying modified FW1908 R8s with extra armor and wing-mounted 30mm Mk108 cannons. IV, JG3 became both renowned with the Luftwaffe and feared by the USAAF bomber crews. OBLT Werner Gerth, Staffelkapitan 14, JG3, was shot down 11 times and was finally killed when his parachute failed to open after ramming of B-17. Due to their added weight and lack of speed, the Sturmböcke aircraft had to be escorted by conventional fighters. 2 and 3 Gruppe JG3 were thrown into the Operation Overlord air battles over the Normandy beachhead in June 1944, and, with the other 23 Gruppen committed, were decimated by the hordes of Allied fighters present. On the 10th of August 10, JG3 was renamed 13 JG3. On the 16th of August 1944, 13 JG3 Staffelkapitan OBLT Eckhard Tichy was killed when he rammed a B-17. Tichy had lost an eye a year earlier but had continued flying combat missions. By the 5th of September 1944, when the Gruppe was withdrawn from the battle, 3 JG3 alone had lost a staggering 56 pilots killed or missing, 23 wounded and 4 POW, while claiming some 54 Allied aircraft shot down. Just the Gruppen commander, 3 Staffelkapitane and 4 replacement pilots had survived the 3 months over the invasion front. On the 2nd of November the 2 Sturmgruppen of IV, JG3 and 2 JG4 successfully intercepted American bomber formations near Leipzig. IV, JG3 attacked the 91st Bomb Group and claimed 13 fortresses, including 2 by ramming, while 2 JG4 claimed 9 fortresses from the 457th Bomb Group. The fighter escorts cost JG3 15 out of the 39 Sturmböcke aircraft, and JG4 lost 16 out of 22 committed. 2 JG3 on the same day was much less successful when scrambled with other Gruppen to intercept American raids against oil plants in Mersburg. Its Bf-109s ran into the more than 209 P-51 Mustangs of the 20th, 352nd, 359th and 364th Fighter Groups, which escorted the 1st Bombardment Division. 2 JG3 lost 23 Bf-109s and claimed only 3 Mustangs and a B-17 shot down. On the 5th of December 1944, Major Moritz was relieved from command of IV, JG3 due to a complete nervous breakdown. Jet fighters in the final offensives in November 1944 2 JG3 was separated from the Geschwader in order to re-equip with the Mi-262 jet fighter and become part of the first jet fighter Geschwader, Jagdgeschwader 7. A newly formed II. JG3 was raised from a former bomber unit at the end of 1944. This new Gruppe was transferred to the east in early 1945 to counter the Soviet air offensive. Hopelessly outnumbered and hampered by lack of fuel, II. JG3 fought on until the collapse of the Reich. Some 6,400 air victories were claimed by JG3 by this time. During Operation Bodenplatte, the massed attack on Allied airfields on 1 January 1945, Jagdgeschwader 3 was one of the few German fighter units to carry out their operations successfully despite fielding the smallest German force that day. The 22 FW-190s destroyed 43 Typhoons and Spitfires and damaged 60 more in a 20-minute attack on the 2nd TAF airfield at Eindhoven. However, the loss of 16 pilots was a serious blow to the unit. 6 were captured, 6 were killed while 4 were posted as missing. 6 pilots returned, 3 of them were wounded. In February 1945, IV. JG3 moved to the Eastern Front, undertaking JAGD and ground attack missions on the Oder Front. IV. JG3 veteran OBFW. Willy Maximowitz, of 14, JG3, quickly amassed some 12 Soviet aircraft shot down, including being credited with 3 Soviet Boston bombers and a fighter shot down on the 11th of March alone. However, on the 20th of April 1945, Maximowitz was shot down and killed, having attained 27 claims exclusively with JG3. Commanding officers: Geschwader Commodore and OBSLT. Max Eibel, the 1st of May 1939 to 26 September 1939. Obst. Karl Weick, the 26th of September 1939 to 21 August 1940. Obst. Gunther Lutzow, the 21st of August 1940 to 11 August 1942. Major Wolf Dietrich Wilk, the 12th of August 1942 to 23 March 1944. Major Friedrich Karl Tutti Müller, the 24th of March 1944 to 29 May 1944. Major Heinrich Bahr, the 1st of June 1944 to 13 February 1945. Major Werner Schroer, the 14th of February 1945 to 8 May 1945. Gruppenkommandeur JG3 Major Otto Heinrich von Hauwald, the 1st of May 1939. Hauptmann Gunther Lutzow, the 3rd of November 1939. Oberleutnant Lothar Keller, the 24th of August 1940. Hauptmann Hans von Hahn, the 27th of August 1940. Hauptmann Georg Michaelek, the 1st of March 1942. Major Klaus Quare-Faslam, the 31st of August 1942. Hauptmann Joachim von Wehren, the 1st of February 1944. Hauptmann Joseph Heibock, the 8th of February 1944. Major Dr. Langer, the 25th of February 1944. Hauptmann Helmut Mertens, the 14th of April 1944. Hauptmann Ernst Lauber, the 1st of July 1944. Hauptmann Horst Haas, the 30th of October 1944. Hauptmann Albert Wurges, the 27th of November 1944. Oberleutnant Alfred Seidel, December 1944. 2. JG3 Hauptmann Erich von Sell, the 1st of February 1940. Hauptmann Erich Woitke, the 1st of October 1940. Hauptmann Lothar Keller, the 24th of November 1940. Hauptmann Gordon Golod, the 27th of June 1941. Hauptmann Karl-Heinz Kral, the 21st of November 1941. Major Kurt Brandl, the 15th of April 1942. Hauptmann Heinrich Sannemann, the 3rd of November 1943. Hauptmann Wilhelm Lemke, November 1943. Hauptmann Heinrich Sannemann, the 4th of December 1943. Hauptmann Dietlef Rohr, February 1944. Hauptmann Heinrich Sannemann, the 30th of March 1944. Hauptmann Hermann Freyer-Kaffer, the 22nd of April 1944. Lieutenant Leopold Munster, the 24th of April 1944. Hauptmann Gustav Freilinghaus, the 1st of May 1944. Hauptmann Hans Eckhard Bob, the 25th of June 1944. Hauptmann Herbert Kutscher, July 1944. Hauptmann Gerhard Backer, the 25th of November 1944. 3. JG3 Hauptmann Walter Kienitz, the 1st of March 1940. Hauptmann Wilhelm Balthasar, the 1st of September 1940. Hauptmann Walter Oesau, the 11th of November 1940. Hauptmann Werner Andres, the 1st of August 1941. Oberleutnant Herbert Kijewski, the 1st of September 1941. Major Karl-Heinz Griessert, the 18th of May 1942. Major Wolfgang Ewald, the 23rd of July 1942. Major Walther Dahl, the 20th of July 1943. Major Karl-Heinz Langer, the 21st of May 1944. IV. JG3 Major Franz Beck 1. June 1943. Hauptmann Heinz Lang, the 11th of February 1944. Major Friedrich Karl Müller, the 26th of February 1944. Hauptmann Heinz Lang, the 11th of April 1944. Major Wilhelm Moritz, the 18th of April 1944. Hauptmann Hubert York Weidenhammer, the 5th of December 1944. Major Erwin Baxiller, the 5th of January 1945. Oberleutnant Oskar Romm, the 17th of February 1945. Hauptmann Gerhard Kohl, the 25th of April 1945.